We love our first guest, don't we, Shannon? He is too much fun. Our first guest is a veteran actor who has starred in classic films like Love Jones, Out of Sight, and Get on the Bus.
And now he's making another star turn in the new movie Blackbird. As part of our continuing coverage of the film, we'd like to welcome Isaiah Washington back to the Arise set.
Oh, Isaiah, thank you so much
right.
for being here.
Absolutely.
Now, we've been talking about this film all week long. Why was it important for you to be a part of this project?
Well, actually, it's a part of my strategy of branding myself as a producer. The last time I was here, I was the executive producer on Blue Caprice, and before that, I was a producer on The Under Shepherd that broke record numbers for TV1. I'm very interested in trying to find the kinds of properties that will not only engage us, but you remember back in the day with Spike Lee in the 90s?
Of course.
Well, not only being a proponent of that, of 3 films, I remember being very excited about his films and knowing that when I came out of that theater, I was going to have a debate with someone on top of the Tar Beach here in Brooklyn, well, there in Brooklyn when I was living there. And that is the producer that I want to be. If Robert Evans, who gave us Serpico and Godfather, and Spike Lee had a child, a love child, it would be me.
It would be you. I like that pick. So it's important for you to be both entertaining and provocative, and to provoke conversation.
Well, not to be a provocateur,
Not to be a
provocative by just for salaciousness, but provocative in terms of provoke thought and to hopefully change minds and hearts. And that's certainly something that I'm very proud of with Blackbird, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's definitely thought-provoking. So let's take a look at a clip and then discuss.
Okay.
What are you saying, Dad?
I am saying that you got to follow your gut, son, and be your own man. Ain't no preacher, your mom or me can say what it is to be a man. That's between you and God.
How am I supposed to know what God wants? I keep asking and asking, and it's just like...
Well, have you been listening and listening? Or you been doing all the talking?
That's a very good point. Very good point. And you know, we had director Patrick Ian Polk on the show, and he said he created this role with you in mind. How does it make you feel as an actor to have someone have you in mind for the specific part?
Yeah.
I'm honored. I'm honored. I didn't know Patrick from anyone until Tambay Benson from Shadows and Act reached out to me on Facebook and said, look, there's a guy named Patrick Ian Polk that wants to get in touch with you, and because I trust Tambay as a critic, but I trust him, his taste. I feel he's a tastemaker with Shadow and Act. And I said, okay, well, give him my phone number. And in between that time, I went on IMDb, and I saw this very alien, beautiful brother that looked like me. He was a Leo like me. He looked like me. And I'm like, okay, let's talk. And man, within 15 minutes of the conversation, I said, okay, whoa, you want to do that? You want to have all those different themes? Of course, we're dealing with homophobia in the Black church. That's one, the most timely. But we're also dealing with interracial relationships, same-sex, abductions of African-American girls, whether we care or not, how they deal with that. We're dealing with teenage pregnancy, teenage suicide, all in 142 minutes. So when he sent me the script, I got to page 13, just like Love Jones. And if you notice in that scene, I say a little something, something. That was something that we used a lot in the 90s from Love Jones. That was a giving homage to Love Jones at that time, for people who remember. It's like a little something, something. That was the term that Maxwell created in one of his songs that was a hit around that time.
Yeah,
so did all the controversial topics in the movie make you more hesitant or more excited to do the film?
I like it hot. I like it hot.
Like it hot.
I like it hot. And especially if it's going to create a debate and hopefully a proper public discourse. I mean, people can always be based, and they can give you a straw man argument and try to curse you out on Twitter and all that foolishness. But what is your plan? And what do you really want to say about this? And how are we going to put anything out there that's going to be constructive to address these issues? And that is how I want to pick my films. That's how I'm moving forward with my films. I want to be entertaining. I don't want to hit you in the nose and give you choke you out with a message where you feel like it's a downer. No one wants to see that. No one's interested in that. But I believe in subtlety. That's how I've tried to brand myself as an actor, is that less is more. But less is more when you're full of something that is of value.
Now talk
like
to us
your interpretation of Donatello. You were a fool.
What did you think of that?
You were a fool. You were committed. And that's all I ask. Right or wrong, you were committed.
So does that mean she can be in your next movie? Let's say it here
I
now.
can't afford Lola. Let's be real. I won't get the movie made by the time I finish negotiating with this one. I'm not even going down that path. Next question.
Okay, next question, Lola.
You perform alongside Monique. What was it like to work with her? Because she also likes it hot.
She's very honest, and she's very forthcoming, and she's a treasure. I will say here, hopefully I will see you guys again. There's another film I feel very confident in, 2 of them, a documentary called Bounds, African versus African Americans, that is going to be hot with a Kenyan director named Perez Owino. And then hopefully I'll be sitting here again with another film that I hope I can lock down, dealing with a gentleman named Vincent Smothers, who's a hitman in Detroit, and hopefully I can get Jesse Williams on board to play this hitman. And I sit here, and then the next one after that, hopefully it would be talking about Monique starring as Ida B. Wells.
Are you kidding?
Would I lie?
No, you would not. Please make that happen.
Holy.
Yes.
He's ready.
I'll walk on for
Let me
free.
get out of here.
Okay. You can get me for free. I'll be the
Can you
intern on
see
that film.
Monique as Ida B. Wells?
Absolutely.
When I saw her on CNN with Don Lemon and her hair was all boom, 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 all I could think about was, so I went to SO1 Books, oh, that's a plug, I went to SO1 Books in Los Angeles and I just pulled every book I can find on Ida B. Wells. And I'm currently reading it now. So give me 2 years, 3 years. I have a team of writers that are amazing. But I want for her next, after Ma Rainey, I want her next period piece to be Ida B. Wells.
Okay, and you'll bring that back here as well, right?
It's a
I
deal.
gotta come back.
Okay.
Lola would find me.
Exactly.
Well, you are my African brother. You actually
That's
traced you traced your DNA back to Sierra Leone. Talk to us
that's
about
right.
why that was important for you, and what was that journey of self-discovery like?
Well, it's always important to me. I mean, I walk around with the pleasure to know that this dual citizenship here, those 2 passports is what Martin Luther King, Kwame Nkrumah, Malcolm X, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Marcus Garvey all died trying to have Negroes, as we was identified at the time, and made history April 26, 2010, achieving that goal. That's the most important thing to me when I'm not dealing with my creative self. I'm going about the business of dealing with the ECOWAS. ECOWAS, with this citizenship, gives me access to several other countries in West Africa, Mali, Cape Verde, Senegal, Guinea, Niger, to have, I don't require a visa to go live there or do business there.
You can travel freely.
I can travel freely, and that is all these men lived and died for. Now, should I be on the cover of Time magazine? Absolutely. Will I be on the cover of Time magazine? No.
But you'll get there.
It's not looking for that. I'm looking for the fact that actually I've gotten more done under the radar.
Well, talk to us about some of the charity work that you've actually been doing lately.
Oh, we have time for that?
Yeah, go for it.
I just launched proudly with my Sierra Leonean sister, Isa Sisse. She gave me full support on her show on Friday, April 17th, where we officially launched together my Kicking Ebola, hashtag Kicking Ebola out of West Africa, PSA that I wrote and produced. That's on CWTV.com, on my show, The 100. Mark Pedowitz, my boss, who's also the man that walked me off of Grey's Anatomy. He's all my boss today. He asked me, is Africa still very much a part of my passion? And I said, yes. So when I signed on to do The 100, he said, great, because I want to continue to support you in everything African. Because he spent some time in Botswana. Mark Pedowitz, my boss.
Now, you brought up Grey's Anatomy. Will you return to the show, make a little
I already
cameo?
did.
I know, but will you return again? Because
Oh, that
we
story
love
is-
seeing you.
That story, you can't get any better than that. I was
send-off.
Willy Wonka. Come on, cheer up.
Maybe a flashback?
No, you can't. It's all about the 100 now and
Okay.
Blackbird. You
All
can't
right.
get any better
A
than
girl
that.
can dream.
Well, that's okay. But Shonda we had been talking about it for 3 years. That was the perfect time. You cannot capture lightning in a bottle like that again. And she's done with it. Sandra is certainly done with it. And I'm done with it. I'm happy how we closed it up and found closure for all the fans and sort of did the right thing, cleared the air, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
And let's move on. Let's move on.
So what are you
We got
moving on
some
to next?
Well, it's all about Blackbird, and as I said, Perez Awino is doing an amazing job getting all kinds of laurels from various festivals. Recently in Cinema Africa in Sweden, she caused quite a bit of a stir with our documentary, Bound Africans versus African Americans, because it's a conversation of the taboo conversation of African Americans feeling that Africans sold them and having this unspoken rivalry and animus there. So we do it, the title's a little misleading. I mean, they're not going to fisticuffs or anything like that, but we left it at that way and said that we're bound, which is capital B-O-U-N-D. So if my indigenous Africans and my African American self do not have this conversation to learn each other and respect each other and really have a cohesive and coherent conversation on how to move forward as Pan-Africanists, then we're forever bound in the negative, and it's just too many of us for us to continue to be this way.
Definitely important discussions need to be had.
Oh, we always love when you're here.
Well, I didn't think I would get this much time.
Oh,
You
we
always
always
get
give you time. Come on. We treat you right here.
I was like, any minute now, where's the red light on camera 3? Where's the blinking light?
It's the blinking light's on now, so thank you so much for joining us.
Right there.
Go see Blackbird.
You know,
It's
Shannon
out
has a
this
very nice way to
Friday.
throw you under the bus in a very cute way. You have to watch that one. He's going for the Emmy, and he's not going to share.
But we will share information. Blackbird this Friday. Go
April
check it out.
24th.
Exactly. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll be right back. Throwing you under the